There's enough energy under your feet right now to power your entire city. It's clean, it's constant, and it's everywhere. It doesn't need sunlight. It doesn't care about wind. It runs 24/7, no batteries required. And yet, it provides less than 0.1% of America's electricity. So if the energy is just sitting there, why aren't we using it? This is the story of geothermal energy, a massive solution buried underground, and a century of reasons we keep ignoring it. Welcome to InnerEconomics, where we explore the hidden forces behind money, power, and technology. If you find this story thought-provoking, subscribe and join us every week. Let's dig in, literally. In the heart of the earth, there's a silent fire. Just a few miles down, the temperature is hot enough to boil water instantly. And in some places, like near volcanoes or fault lines, that heat is already close to the surface. That's where we built the first geothermal plants. Steam was so accessible you could drill down just 60 meters and strike gold, or more accurately, on steam. It was called a dry steam plant. No combustion, no smoke. Just hot air from the earth turning a turbine, generating electricity. In the 1960s, California's geysers became the largest geothermal field in the world. And in 1973, as oil prices spiked, the New York Times declared geothermal would soon power up to 20% of the country's electricity. That didn't happen. Instead, by 1985, it made up less than 1%. So what went wrong? Simple. Oil got cheap again. And geothermal? It couldn't scale. You see, only a few places on Earth have heat near the surface. Most dry steam plants were built in volcanic zones, not exactly places you can build nationwide infrastructure. But researchers didn't give up. They discovered that even if steam wasn't available, there was still hot water underground. Not quite enough to become steam on its own, but almost. So they invented something called a flash steam plant. Instead of waiting for natural steam, they'd pull hot, pressurized water to the surface and then suddenly depressurize it, turning it into vapor on the spot. Flash steam unlocked more locations, more plants, more potential. But eventually the easy spots ran out again. That's when another breakthrough happened. The binary cycle plant. Instead of trying to boil water hot enough to make steam, they used a second liquid, one that boils at a lower temperature. They'd run earth-heated water past a secondary fluid, like isobutane or pentane, which would vaporize and spin the turbine instead. It was a clever workaround, like switching from human-sized treadmills to mouse-sized wheels. Each well produced less power, but now you could drill in way more places. Still, there was a problem. Drilling was expensive, and without cheap, deep drilling, binary plants couldn't scale either. And then came the oil industry. Ironically, the same technology that led to the US shale boom, horizontal drilling, advanced sensors, fracking, ended up reviving the dream of geothermal. Engineers realized, if oil companies can reach oil in impossible places, why not reach heat? One of those engineers was Tim Latimer, who left oil and gas to found a geothermal startup called Fervo Energy. Fervo's vision was bold. Take the tools of fossil fuel extraction and use them to create clean, constant power. They pioneered something called enhanced geothermal systems, or EGS. You drill deep, inject water, fracture the hot rock, let the water heat up, and extract the steam. It's like building a geothermal plant, wherever you want. Suddenly, the world's biggest energy source was no longer limited to volcanoes. It was accessible under Utah, under Nevada, under your own backyard. So what's stopping us now? Two things: cost and politics. Even with new drilling methods, geothermal is still more expensive than wind or solar, for now. But companies like Fervo are bringing those costs down fast. They've already cut drilling time by 70% and cost by half. And big names are paying attention. Google has signed contracts. Chevron is investing. The US Department of Energy is funding pilots in Utah and New Mexico. But here's the twist. Unlike solar and wind, geothermal has bipartisan support. Democrats like it because it's clean. Republicans like it because it still involves drilling. It's the only energy source that both sides of Congress can agree on, by mostly ignoring it. As one senator joked, geothermal has bipartisan support because no one thinks about it at all. And maybe that's the problem. For years, solar panels got government subsidies. Wind farms got tax breaks. Geothermal, it got left behind. And yet it's the only renewable that's always on. No batteries, no blackouts, no waiting for the sun. In a world moving toward 24/7 data centers, AI servers, and constant power demand, this is a huge advantage. But geothermal still has risks, like induced earthquakes. In South Korea and Switzerland, early projects triggered small but damaging quakes, caused by shifting underground pressure. It's not unlike the risks seen in fracking, and while the danger is real, so is the potential. No one banned lithium batteries after they started catching fire. We just made them better. Geothermal is the same. We can study the risk and design around it. Here's the bigger picture. The Earth contains enough energy to power civilization for generations. It doesn't need to be invented. It's already there. It just needs attention. Because like every great innovation, geothermal doesn't need a miracle. It needs momentum. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, drop a comment, and make sure you subscribe for more deep dives into the hidden systems shaping our world. We'll see you next time, right here on InnerEconomics.